It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time.
What is going on, goons and goblins? Welcome back to the Fights and Frags podcast. What is this, episode 10, I believe? And I'm just going to go ahead and review UFC 319. Because what a banger of a card. What an amazing night. I personally think UFC 319 lived up to the hype. And what a crazy fight it was. To me, it felt like something out of a cartoon. You had Dracus du Plessis, who was like Bugs Bunny. He's always looking goofy and just very unorthodox. Crazy looping punches, insane looking takedowns, just a crazy style, but he's always managing to rack up the huge wins, and it even got him a title. And then you got Khazmat Chimaev, who to me is like Wile E. Coyote. So if you see the art, that's what's going on. Because Khazmat Chimaev, he's all business. He's laser focused on his path to the championship and making money. And he's going to do whatever it takes to get there. So like I said, once again, like Wile E. Coyote. And like I said, it was just a crazy fight. To me, a lot of fans, they complained that the fight was boring. I completely disagree. To me, it was a masterclass in grappling. And du Plessis just couldn't solve the wrestling. And that kind of comes from Chimaev, I believe, wrestling from a child. And it goes back to just, does that region have the best wrestlers, period? I don't know. What's even more insane is that du Plessis spent the entire training camp on wrestling defense, and they never taught him how to fight the hands. I don't know. I don't believe that. I do believe that dude was just, Khazmat is that good. It's 5 rounds of just complete domination. When one fighter had the other in the crucifix position multiple times, and all they could do was turtle up, that's not even a close fight. That's a shutout. And that's what Khazmat did. My man pitched a shutout. And, I mean, nothing taken away from Dracus. He's an incredible fighter. It's just, what do you do? How do you beat somebody who can wrestle like that? How do you beat somebody who has the ability to, what seems to be, keep going no matter what the gas tank is? I get it. Some people say all Khazmat did was hold him. However, I disagree. All Khazmat did was dominate him, and Dracus, in turn, as to not get submitted or knocked out, turtled the entire fight. So all Khazmat could do in that situation was hold him. When he had him in the crucifix position many times, Khazmat's bouncing his head off of the floor of the octagon. Even if there are little micro punches, his head is still taking damage. If you look at him in the 5th round when Dracus stood up, his face is welted and lumped up. It's not cut, but it's still taking a beating. And all Dracus could do was hide his face under the arm of Khazmat so that the punches could not get, full swing. Which, once again, I don't blame him. Who would want to take that beating from a dude? Nobody. Shout out to Dracus. Hope he makes his way back. Maybe we'll get to see a part 2. I kind of hope that it's a lot better than what we've seen. If we look at that rest of that division, though, the question is, who beats Khazmat? Because when I look at that list of names, I don't see anybody who stands out really standing a chance to beat Khazmat. I've seen that Sean Strickland, one of my favorite fighters, he's doing a lot of chirping. He says he has the answer. He says that he has wrestled Khazmat and people like Khazmat his entire time training, and that he can beat him and he can take him down. I'm not so sure. Because once again, I believe Sean has fought a couple of the same people that Khazmat has fought, and Sean was taken down multiple times by those same people. I just don't see it happening, but maybe Sean Strickland has an answer. Sean Strickland just has to rack up some W's to get up there, but I just don't see it. I don't see anybody in that division having the answer to beat Khazmat. So it's going to be pretty rough for that whole division. It's looking pretty toasted. The rest of the card, I'm going to be honest with you, I was pretty sick yesterday, and unlike some of you, it wasn't because of the fight. It was, I had a cold. Pretty sure I was getting over maybe COVID or something. I'm not really sure. If you notice, my nose is still a little stuffy. My voice may sound a little rough. I'm not sure how much cutting I'm actually going to do on this podcast. Probably not a lot. So if you hear me clear my throat like I'm about to right now, I'm terribly sorry. But here we go. If you look at the fight just before that, you had Leon Murphy versus Aaron Pico, and it was over in the first round. That is insane. I didn't watch that one, so I'm going to have to go back and actually check that out on a highlight. What I did see was my man Carlos Prates destroy Mr. Neal with a amazing spinning elbow. Caught him perfectly, locked him up, and shut him down with that. It was an amazing... and to be honest with you, I had to watch that fight today because once again I was sick. I slept through most of the fights. However, he kind of just... It was a banger. They were striking it out. Bang, 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 bang. But Carlos Prates shows once again why he is in the UFC. It makes his way up. Michael Venom Page pretty much dominated Jared Cannonier until the third round. And then Michael Venom Page, for whatever reason, abandoned the game plan, opened up, and started trying to fight more. But Michael Venom Page got a much-needed W there. We'll see where he goes. I know he's wanting to go up in weight, and he's saying that there's some sort of UFC politics that's keeping him from going up in weight. I don't know what that means, but it is what it is. And the latest, what I call fraud check, is Kai Asakura getting beaten by Tim Elliott via submission in round 2. Just goes back to everybody hyped up Kai Asakura for being this great fighter from the division or from the organization that he's from, and then he comes to the UFC, and I mean, what else can I say? Gets fraud checked. You get back into showing just how much talent there is in the UFC compared to other organizations. Tim Elliott destroys him on the ground. Round 2, submits him. It was just pretty much what I expected to happen. I did have some Kai Asakura cards that I was hoping was going to increase in value. They did not. But it is what it is, you know. It's part of it. Another one that I did watch happen that I was actually surprised by, but maybe that's just me, is Chase Hooper versus Alexander Hernandez. Thought my boy Chase Hooper was going to take that for sure. But no, he gets dropped. He gets destroyed in round 1. There's no excuses for it. He just gets completely beaten. So it is what it is. But in other news, khazmat's the champion now. Who beats him? We don't know. It is what it is. Looking forward to August 23rd, the next fight card that we have. UFC Fight Night 257. You got my boy Johnny Walker versus Zhang Migang. Who cares? Johnny Walker's winning that one, taking it home. Even more exciting, you got Brian T. City Ortega, and he's fighting the man, Aljamain Sterling. What a banger of a fight that's going to be. That's actually almost criminal to be on a fight night card. That is absolutely criminal. I don't even know how to call that, but I kind of hope that T-City wins, because that is one of my favorite fighters there. I was looking through here to see who else is on this card, but it is what it is. What do you think of last night, or of, I guess it'd be Saturday night's card, because this will go up on Monday? Who do you think beats khazmat? Drakus. Who's Drakus' next fight? Does he go back down into fight number 2? Because I'm going to be honest with you, that division might be held up, if you know what I'm saying, in the sense that I don't think that anybody's going to be able to I'm looking here. You got Nazardine Imov. I can't even say his last name. This is post-production me here. I just realized this had quit recording. Whatever software I was using clearly did not record the rest of it. But I just went back to state that I don't see anybody in that division beating khazmat. And I'm hoping we see somebody come up and just knock him out. Not because I don't like khazmat, but because, I mean, it'd be an exciting change for that division. Also, if you guys couldn't tell, I'm still outside. When I recorded this, I was outside. You can hear the bugs in the background. Sorry, it is what it is. I want to thank you guys for watching, or I guess listening to the podcast, watching it if you're on YouTube. And hopefully I'll see you guys next week after we do a little review. Maybe we'll look at some BKFC fights. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys later in the next one.